let me start off by by saying good morning to everyone. On May the 17th at approximately 4:40, Josue Flores was brutally killed on the near north side. Josue was 11 years old, a student at Marshall Middle School, loved science and math, and had plans of being a doctor. A lot of friends, a mom and dad, and three sisters and three brothers. But his life was brutally taken on May 17th. Shortly thereafter, we all made a declaration and said that we would do everything that we could in this city using every available resource to find the person who brutally killed Josue. We said we would not leave any stone unturned. And that's exactly what has taken place. Due to the excellent work of the Houston Police homicide investigators, a suspect is in custody and murder charges have been filed. 27-year-old Andre Timothy Jackson Jr. Was arrested without incident yesterday afternoon at the Salvation Army at 2407 North Main. I want to thank Chief Montalvo for taking the lead and doing an excellent job. I want to thank the Houston Police Department for simply doing an outstanding job, and all of the men and women of HPD for putting in the time and the effort to make sure that everything that needed to be done to find this person was done. And so I certainly want to take the opportunity to thank the gang squad, the Central Patrol, the finance crime team, high TAC unit, and everyone else affiliated has spent countless hours, morning, noon, and night. I want to thank the county. I want to thank the DA's office, Devin Anderson, and all of those who are affiliated with you. Want to thank Councilmember Carlos Cisneros, who represents the district, and all of the city council members, Councilmember Jack Christie. And I certainly want to thank the people in the community itself that provided valuable information to law enforcement in order for us to reach this point of having arrested and charged Andre Timothy Jackson Jr. From the beginning, the call has been for justice for Josue. I wish we could do something to bring him back, but we certainly cannot. But today we take a big step towards answering the call. We cannot bring him back, but I hope today's announcement can perhaps bring a little bit of comfort to those who love him. I hope it will also ease the fears of the community. I want to thank the investigators who have been working night and day on this case. I know it has been difficult. Without you, we would not be here this morning to make this announcement. Without you, a killer would still be on the loose. And without you, a neighborhood would still be living in fear. This murder has affected me, and I'm sure many others on a very deep and personal level. We want to try to understand something that we cannot understand. Why would someone stab to death an 11-year-old boy who was simply walking home from school? Why would someone take this child away from everyone who loved him? And why was a young life cut so short? Our minds search for answers that just aren't there. And what we do know is that it was senseless, it was brutal, it was cold-blooded, and someone needs to pay the price for it, and justice needs to be rendered. As the case now goes to the very capable hands of the Harris County DA under the leadership of Devin Anderson and her prosecutors, I hope and pray that the same force that helped investigators identify a suspect will be on hand to guide the prosecution towards conviction. Josue deserves nothing less than justice. Let me also say that HPD and law enforcement on all different levels will continue to be in the area, in the near North Town, North Houston, to continue to make the community safe. And again, I want to thank everyone on every level for just being relentless. I want to thank the community for answering the call and providing valuable information. And this is just another step in the process. Many more steps to come, but this is one additional step in the process, and we believe that we have the person who is responsible for the death of Josue Flores. At this time, let me call on the Harris County District Attorney's Office, Devin Anderson.
Thank you, Mayor. Last night about 9:30, we charged Andre Jackson with the murder of Josue Flores. We've requested a $100,000 bond be set due to his transient nature and no real stable living place. It has landed in the 263rd District Court. Judge Jim Wallace, he will make a court appearance there later this week. Sometime today, he'll go in front of a magistrate and receive his warnings. And probable cause will be read at that time, so I will not be commenting on the details of the investigation today. What I do want to do is hopefully assure the neighborhood, assure the parents of Josue that we have the right man, that we are looking forward to prosecuting him and seeking justice on behalf of Josue. I also want to commend the Houston Police Department for an outstanding investigation. It will soon come to light the shoe leather and the blood, sweat, and tears they've put into this case to catch this criminal. I also want to give a shout out to our own prosecutors, Justin Wood and Sonny Mitchell, and investigator Jimmy Turpin, who did not sleep and who assisted HPD every step of the way in this investigation. My hat is off to them. This is a tribute to good police work and good interagency cooperation. And so now, as the mayor just stated, I hope the neighborhood can rest a little easier knowing that we have this man in custody.
Thank you. And let me now call on Chief Martha Montalvo, and before she comes up, I certainly want to acknowledge her hard work from the very, very beginning, not just leading to the arrest of Mr. Jackson, but immediately after, in the aftermath, when there was a lot of tension in the community. People were unnerved, people were concerned, and rightfully so. And so I appreciate her for stepping up, for being at the community meetings, for taking the time to talk with individuals and community leaders and just community people themselves, and for her effort in leading HPD. And then I personally, and as mayor of the city, want to thank each and every one of the police officers of HPD. I cannot say thank you enough. Oftentimes we don't thank them enough, but I can personally tell you, as it relates to this particular case, they were not going to stop until every effort was done to find the killer of Josue Flores, and to do it as quickly as possible. So I want to thank them for doing some outstanding police work that has brought us to this particular point in time, and they have done it in relatively short order. So let me call up now Chief Martha Montalvo.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, thank you. And what I want to reiterate is that this investigation is still very, very active. Even though a suspect has been arrested, there's still a lot more work that needs to be done. And with that said, I can't say enough about the investigators. As the mayor stated, a lot of police work was done on this case, not only from homicide, but various entities within the Houston Police Department. But the main leads on this is going to be homicide. Lieutenant McGallen, Lieutenant Blaine, Sergeant Rulin, and numerous other homicide investigators. And we couldn't have done this without the assistance of the DA office and her investigators and her prosecutors that assisted us every step of the way. The community needs to also be recognized because they did provide a lot of tips. And of course, the Crime Stoppers money that was donated toward this effort, $45,000 from Constable Herman, the community, the FBI. I do believe that that did assist us in terms of getting those tips. Lastly, the Flores family. You know, we can't take away their pain and what they've gone through, but they have always been very supportive of the police department, and I hope in some way that they find peace, because there is justice, there has been an arrest, and the fact that they know that the community and the police department were behind them. With that said also, I understand that the community still feels unsafe, and we are committed to still remaining a presence there and working with the community to ensure that we do everything we can to make Northside a safe community.